The call that changed everything. The corridors of HYB's towering headquarters were eerily quiet late that evening, the glow of city lights casting long shadows on the polished floors. Inside the sprawling office, Bang Sihyuk, affectionately known as Hitman Bang, sat in his chair, surrounded by an array of papers, reports, and digital screens. The weight of countless ambitious projects rested on his shoulders, yet his eyes sparkled with quiet excitement. Something big was brewing. For years, Bang Si-hyuk had been the mastermind behind BTS's meteoric rise, guiding the group from small practice rooms to global superstardom. Yet as 2025 dawned, the stakes had never been higher. The world awaited the next chapter of BTS's story with bated breath, and Bang knew it would require something extraordinary to meet those expectations. Among the members, one name had lingered in his thoughts more than others recently: Kim Taehyung. Known to the world as V, Taehyung had an aura that was almost otherworldly, a blend of elegance, artistry, and an enigmatic charisma that effortlessly captivated millions. Beyond his obvious talents as a singer and performer, Bang saw in Taehyung an untapped reservoir of potential. Tonight, Bang had decided it was time to explore that potential. He picked up his phone, dialing Taehyung's number. A voice that transcends Taehyung had been spending the evening in his studio, a cozy sanctuary filled with dim lighting, vintage furniture, and scattered mementos from his travels. A soft melody played in the background, the notes drifting lazily through the air. With a notebook open in front of him and a pencil tucked behind his ear, he was lost in thought, sketching ideas for a new composition. When his phone buzzed, he glanced at the screen. Seeing Bang Si-hyuk's name, he sat up straighter, his curiosity piqued. Bang rarely called directly, especially at this hour. "Taehyung-ah," came the warm, familiar voice. "Do you have time to talk? I need to discuss something important." The vision within moments, Taehyung was seated across from Bang Si-hyuk in the latter's expansive office. The walls were adorned with framed awards, photos of BTS, and other symbols of HYB's monumental success. Despite the opulence, the atmosphere felt intimate, almost conspiratorial. Bang leaned forward, his expression serious but inviting. "Taehyung, you've always been a storyteller. Through your voice, your visuals, your very presence, you transport people. That's a rare gift, and I believe it's time we leverage it in a way we haven't before." Taehyung listened intently, his hands resting on his lap. He had heard many speeches about potential and growth, but something about Bang's tone told him this was different. "There's a project I've been envisioning," Bang continued. "It's more than music. It's a multidimensional creative endeavor that merges art, film, fashion, and performance into a singular experience. And at its heart, it needs someone like you, someone who can bring it to life." Taehyung's gaze didn't waver, but a flicker of curiosity lit his eyes. "A singular experience?" he echoed, his voice thoughtful. Bang nodded, a small smile tugging at his lips. He knew Taehyung well enough to recognize when the artist's imagination was already beginning to stir. "Yes. This isn't just a comeback or another album. I want to create something timeless, something that blurs the boundaries of what music can be. I've been discussing it with the creative teams for months, but I knew from the start this project needed you to be at its core. Your artistry is what makes this possible." Taehyung leaned back slightly, letting the weight of Bang's words sink in. His mind raced, picturing the possibilities. For years, he had longed to stretch beyond the confines of traditional musical expression. While he loved being part of BTS, he often felt drawn to projects that allowed him to delve deeper into his individuality, his love for film, photography, fashion, and abstract storytelling. Bang gestured to a digital screen nearby, which flickered to life with a presentation of mood boards, concept sketches, and video snippets. Imagine an immersive narrative told across multiple platforms, an album that unfolds like chapters of a novel, each song paired with a visual masterpiece. The story would intertwine with short films, global exhibitions, and even live installations. We'd collaborate with directors, choreographers, and designers from around the world. And at the center of it all would be you, an artist, a muse, and the storyteller. For a long moment, Taehyung didn't respond. He studied the images on the screen, the fragmented yet striking glimpses of what Bang envisioned. It was ambitious, perhaps overly so. And yet, something about it resonated deeply with him. "I won't lie to you, Taehyung," Bang said, breaking the silence. "This will be the most challenging thing you've ever done. It will demand every ounce of your creativity, your discipline, and your willingness to step into uncharted territory. But if anyone can do this, it's you." Bang smiled, leaning back in his chair. "Because you understand beauty in a way that's both deeply personal and universally relatable. You have a unique way of connecting with people, not just as a performer, but as a person. That's what this project needs. It's not about being a star. It's about being a that night." Taehyung didn't sleep. Instead, he sat in his studio, replaying the conversation in his mind. He thumbed through old sketches and unfinished melodies, trying to imagine how they might fit into the framework Bang had described. There was a part of him that was hesitant. What if he failed? What if the weight of the project was too much? But then he thought about the fans, the millions of people who had stood by him, and the group through every stage of their journey. He thought about his own yearning to push boundaries, to create something that could outlive him. The following weeks were a whirlwind of meetings, brainstorming sessions, and travel. Taehyung was introduced to a roster of collaborators, renowned directors, avant-garde designers, and composers who specialized in experimental soundscapes. The sheer scale of the project was overwhelming, but Taehyung found himself thriving in the chaos. One of the first steps was to craft the narrative at the heart of the project. Together with a team of writers, Taehyung worked tirelessly to shape a story that was as intimate as it was universal. It was a tale of love and loss, of identity and transformation, told through music, visuals, and movement. For the music, Taehyung took a hands-on approach, co-producing tracks and experimenting with sounds that reflected his personal aesthetic. There were haunting ballads that felt like whispered secrets, lush orchestral arrangements, and even moments of silence designed to evoke reflection. As news of the project began to leak, anticipation reached a fever pitch. Fans around the world speculated endlessly about what Taehyung was working on, piecing together clues from cryptic teasers and social media posts. The industry, too, was abuzz, with insiders predicting that the project could redefine the concept of a musical release. For Taehyung, the pressure was both a motivator and a burden. Every day brought new challenges, whether it was perfecting a choreography sequence for one of the films or fine-tuning the acoustics of a live installation. But through it all, he remained focused on the vision. On a crisp evening in late 2025,